I'm going to answer the question if the value of real estate will go up. Because usually when interest rates go down, like they are at the time of the recording of this video, then the prices of real estate goes up because the amount of buyers enter the market, more buyers enter the market, because it's easier to become a buyer of real estate when the interest rate goes down. Because if the interest rate goes down, it's easier to pay less interest, and then you can usually, people who otherwise couldn't afford to buy real estate could. So, and people that otherwise couldn't afford to create a profitable business model by renting out buildings to businesses and to people could, because those people will pay for the interest payments, and if the interest payments are lower, they will make more profit for you, the person who owns the real estate. The issue is, how do we know if the prices will go up? For sure. It's pretty much if builders can match the demand of real estate. So the ultimate question is an ultimate solution, and really is to know, will the builders of the real estate and the businesses attached to real estate, will the builders keep up with the supply? And if the builders can keep up with the supply, then the value of the real estate won't go as high as we thought. The reason why during coronavirus, the prices of real estate went up, a lot of it has to do with the fact that over 40% of all money that has ever existed in the United States has been printed in just that 1 or 2 year time span. And usually when money is printed, it devalues the currency, but it increases the value of associated assets or of assets, because the assets keep their scarcity, but the cash that was printed does not. And because of this, what ends up happening is the value of the assets go up. This happened during the coronavirus pandemic in 2020, 2021, where we had the all-time high because of all the money that was printed. But we also had a real estate boom because the builders couldn't build as much, because the builders were under lockdowns and there was more friction and supply chain issues that prevented builders to build as much real estate as they usually could, which influenced the supply and made it harder for the supply to match the increasing demand of real estate, because the interest rate was at a 0% rate. This is called the ZIRP era, the 0% interest rate era. So the crazy part is when the interest rates went so low, and it was pretty easy to buy real estate for almost no interest. Then we had a lot of buyers enter the fray, and it was a perfect storm because people couldn't build more real estate to handle the increased amount of buyers. So this time we're in a different situation because the supply chains are not as locked up, and the amount of people who build real estate, are still, in the fray. We still have access to decent financing for construction because the interest rates, while they're not in the 0% range, they're still going down. So builders may be able to raise financing to continue building their constructions, and they're not stuck under lockdowns or anything crazy like that. So what does this mean? It probably means that the prices of real estate may go up a little bit, but not as much as last time, because number one, there's not a giant situation where money's being printed. Number two, we're not in a situation where builders are under lockdown. And number three, the interest rates is not as low as it was in the 0% interest rate era. So this just probably means like a moderate to mild increase in real estate prices. Number four, this is more induction from some personal stories from people who are existing fund managers in the United States and in Canada, because what we do at Raises.com is we help people set up and launch real estate funds to acquire real estate with other people's money. One person, and I believe 2 or 3 as well, also told me that the price that sellers had their real estate deals at was way too high for the potential sellers. And so there was a disagreement between the buyers and the sellers. So I'm not so sure that people who had issues selling their real estate because they said that the prices were too high, and because the people who wanted to buy the real estate were underwriting the deals and saying that, hey, we don't agree with your valuation of the real estate. And I'm not really so sure that they're going to continue to increase their prices if this issue still happens when more buyers enter the market. So it seems to be a big question mark, but it looks like at worst the real estate prices will not have a giant rise as it did during coronavirus, unless some, I guess, black swan event happens, but it looks like it may still continue to slowly to mildly rise. So with this, if this video helped you and if it gave you some more insights, just click share and like and subscribe, to spread the information so that more people can acquire real estate with other people's money and buy businesses with other people's money. And if this is something that you'd like to do personally, make sure you head to raises.com to learn more. We'll see you in the next one.